When you are the target of rumors or constant judgment, you can feel the weight of it. It's an invisible pressure that seems to settle on your shoulders, making every social interaction feel like you're carrying a burden you didn't ask for. The standard response is to brace yourself against it. We absorb the negativity, feel the sting of being a victim, and often carry home a defensive anger that stays with us long after the critic has left the room. But there is a different way to view this transaction. Consider the possibility that your critics aren't actually attacking you, but are instead performing a task that might actually be to your benefit. It starts by looking at the energy of an insult. When someone chooses to project hostility toward you, that energy has to land somewhere. We have to determine if hate is a weapon designed to tear you down, or if it's a clumsy, involuntary way for a person to offload their own internal frustrations onto someone else. An old story illustrates this through a king who ruled with total, unpunished arrogance. From his courtyard, he felt he could dictate the value of everything and everyone beneath him. When a peaceful saint visited the palace, the king decided to humiliate him. Instead of a traditional donation, the king handed him a pile of horse dung, laughing as he offered the filth as a gift. The saint didn't get angry. He accepted the gift calmly and offered a simple, quiet response. May it grow. By the next morning, that small insult had transformed. Outside the palace gates, a massive, overwhelming mountain of filth had appeared, growing taller and unstable. The king was trapped. The sheer scale of the mountain blocked every exit, and the stench filled every corridor of his palace. He was literally surrounded by the very thing he had tried to give away. Panic took over. He realized that, as a king, he could command armies, but he had no power to make his own filth disappear. The story suggests that in this world, we are governed by a law of multiplication. What we choose to put out into the world doesn't just leave us, it returns, often with far more weight than when it started. The king eventually found the saint again, begging for a way to destroy the mountain before it consumed his entire kingdom. The saint's solution was strange. He told the king that the only way to shrink the mountain was to get the people of the city to gossip and speak badly about their ruler. In the Fables logic, as citizens whispered criticisms, fragments of the burden broke off the king. Each critic took a portion of the mountain. Soon the king was free, because his critics now carried the filth on their own shoulders. The king's reputation was ruined, but his burden was gone. His critics had unknowingly acted as a filtration system, taking his negativity away from him and making it their own. While we don't deal with literal mountains of filth, the king's dilemma reflects how our reputations and social stresses work today. And this is the alchemy of criticism. It's the realization that when someone chooses to spend their time and breath attacking you, they are essentially volunteering to hold on to that negative energy, so you don't have to. Instead of meeting a critic with anger, you can see them as someone taking on a weight for you. While they are occupied with the effort of judging you, you are left with the freedom to move forward, unencumbered by the toxicity they've claimed as their own. This perspective also clarifies why what we project matters. When we offer kindness and respect, that energy travels outward and through the same network begins to reflect back toward us. Over time, these reflections accumulate. The way you treat the world eventually shapes the atmosphere of the environment you live in. In the end, critics provide a service by pulling your burdens away from you, but it is the energy you choose to broadcast that determines the kind of world you will ultimately have to stand in.